So now we are dealing with section 2, which is from texts 14 till 33, the rest of chapter 4. Appearance of Sri Narada. Now, as I already mentioned, before starting discussion about Bhagavatam, the question is made about Vyasadeva, how Vyasadeva got inspiration. And if you're talking about Vyasadev's inspiration, from 14th verse, he starts answering. First 14th verse says, time of appearance of Vyasadeva. When this whole thing happened, when did he compile, and also the venue, also, and where the place of Krishna Dwapayan Vyas was there. That is all mentioned in text number 14. And then 15th verse. It says, what were the activities? Now 15th, 16th, rather I would say 14th and 15th talks about time and then where, and then 16th onwards (16th to 18th), what happened when Vyasadeva was meditating. Now he was meditating on the banks of Saraswati. When Vyasadeva was meditating, what did he saw? He saw anomalies. He saw there was the defects in the age of Kali. And when he saw the position of the people in the age of Kali, he was very much concerned. So those anomalies, he took a proper approach to that. What did he see? He saw deterioration of everything material. Everything was deteriorating. What? People's age going down, duration of life, faith is going down. So whatever small duration we have, faith is so little. No faith in scriptures, no faith in holy name, no faith in Guru, faith in our own conceptions is too much higher. So faith is, and Vyasadeva could see through his compassion. So Vyasadeva could see by his compassion, age is very less time, faith is so less, and even if they have faith, they are impatient, or patience is less. Patience also is deteriorating in the age of Kali, because of so much mode of passion. So they are impatient. So how can they do any meditation? How can they do any yajna? How can they do any dharmic activity, any religious activity? And why Vyasadeva could see? What was his qualification? That is mentioned. What was the qualification? If you see in text number, it will come here, that by the power of his meditation he could see everything, being a liberated soul. In text 17 and 18 it is mentioned, he was fully equipped in knowledge, he could see through his transcendental vision. So what was the qualification? He was fully equipped in knowledge and had transcendental vision. Fully equipped with what? Not in any skill, not in any mundane qualification, but he was fully equipped in transcendental knowledge. And he had transcendental vision, and therefore he could see all these anomalies. Now when a great soul sees the defects, what does he do? He feels concerned. He wants to do something for the benefit of society. And when he wants to do something for the benefit of society, then we will see 18th to 25. Vyasadeva, Srila Vyasadeva, it is because of him who could see all the anomalies, What was his response? First thing is, he contemplated the welfare of everyone. He contemplated how these souls of Kali Yuga will be benefiting. And when he contemplated, he saw, by his knowledge, he envisioned a plan. Which plan? With the purpose of purification. And that purpose of purification he found in the Vedic sacrifices. Vedic sacrifices and Vedic systems. How different statuses of people will be purified. Lot of yagyas, dana, tapa, kriya was mentioned. And he thought it is so complicated, let me simplify. So he contemplated, he envisioned a plan, and then he simplified what the Vedic systems. He simplified and then propagated through disciples and grand disciples, so that more and more people can have access, get purified and perfect their life. Now we can see 18th, 25th, he did, what is mentioned is he did everything what needed to be done. But what happened? He contemplated, made a plan, he simplified, did a very thorough job. And after all this thorough job, what is mentioned is 26th to 30th, Vyasadev's personal accomplishments. Reflected. Now Vyasadev looked back and saw what all he has done, what all he has achieved. And please look into the text 26th. Because 25th says, out of great compassion, he even took care of women, labor class, or the lower classes, the friends of the twice born, Dvijabandhus, everyone he took care. And thus he compiled the great narration Mahabharata. So he did such a thorough job out of compassion. But then after that, 26th, he says, still his mind was not satisfied, although he engaged himself. What? Personal accomplishments. A point, engaged in total welfare. Thorough job, total welfare. Very, very detailed. He took care of every kind of living entity in the total welfare of all living entities. And then he thought within himself, text number 28 and 29 says, under strict disciplinary vows, so this means very, very strict. Discipline was perfect. Very good discipline. And then very rigid. He has worshipped the Vedas, Shastras properly done. He has worshipped the spiritual masters. Guru is worshipped. And then altar of sacrifice. So his sadhana, his dedication to the Guru, absolutely perfect. His yajna, his puja was perfect. And then also he did a thorough job by giving Mahabharata. But he was not satisfied. So you must read statement in text 27 purport. Text 27 purport says, Perfection is never attained until one is satisfied at heart. In spite of all these, such a big contribution to the society, taking care of everyone. So his personal life was great, contribution was great. So personal life plus contribution. It was all great. But still the result was dissatisfied. He was dissatisfied. So text number 27 says, perfection is never attained until one is satisfied at heart. This satisfaction has to be searched out beyond matter. Satisfaction has to be searched out beyond matter. This point will be discussed in chapter 5. But now, concluding chapter 4. So many accomplishments, a very thorough job, not satisfied. This means he has missed the goal where he should be satisfied in the heart. He is looking satisfaction in a wrong place. And then in the last 3 verses it is mentioned, in text number 31, 32 and 33, he introspected the cause. He says, maybe I did not point out devotional service. Maybe not directly, very clearly, devotional service. This factor was not properly brought out. And therefore I was not satisfied. What is devotional service? This devotional service will be understood properly in chapter 5 and chapter 6. Because he did not commit to that, he was not satisfied. He is thinking, and while he was thinking like this, guided by a super soul, Sri Narada Muni happened to appear, who was a spiritual master of Srila Vyasadeva, appeared in the cottage. And thus Srila Vyasadeva immediately stood up to welcome him, and that's why this chapter is called as Appearance of Sri Narada. And when the spiritual master comes, there is a beautiful conversation between spiritual master and Vyasadeva in the cottage of Srila Vyasadeva. So that discussion will be dealt in chapter 5, which is named as Narada's instructions on Srimad Bhagavatam. So if you remember, the question which we are dealing with, how Vyasadeva got inspiration to compile Bhagavatam. And after doing everything when he was dissatisfied, then the inspiration is given by Narada. How that is given, that is chapter 5. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.